How was that, RJ?
That wasn't very good.
Oh,
you got to do
shoot.
better. You need more power. You got, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. That one good. You want to try that again? Let's do it one more time. Let's do it one more time. Make it good.
Yeah.
And that went to a whole other level right there,
man.
too. Ladies, welcome to the podcast. Barb, how are your nerves?
Getting better.
Of course, they're getting better. Don't you worry. It's us here. We're just shooting the shit. No big deal. So I got a new co-host today, my lovely wife.
Hey, hello.
Yay.
My man RJ is working in behind. He's getting us a new speaker because
Yes.
Jen blew it
Oh,
I get
no.
too excited
Whether
during
cra-
my classes. What can I say?
with her crazy rock and roll.
Yeah, her
That's all
classes
right.
are pumped.
I broke the camera. I also broke a mic the other day. So I don't know. Maybe we cost this place too much money, eh?
Yeah.
RJ's just shaking his head.
What's that, RJ? What are you saying? And the light. And the
Oh,
light.
and the light. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else that I don't even know? Put it on the bill. Just put on the bill, and then I need a raise.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah.
So
there you
if you're good with that, I'm good with that. Anyway, so today we got Barb on the podcast. You know,
Yay.
I didn't do an intro for you because I like the way you laid out all your points, which was
great.
awesome.
Okay.
So what I'd like to do is just cover them individually instead.
Oh, okay.
How's that
All right,
sound?
All right.
That's different.
So you're Ukrainian.
Mhm.
I'm
I'm
U-
Polish, and so I'm a puke.
Oh.
I'm known as a puke. Ukrainian and Polish.
Okay. I've never heard of that
I've
before.
never heard that either.
No?
Do you tell everybody that?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
do, eh?
Mhm.
A puke.
Maybe the
Yeah.
pukes know their pukes.
I'm proud to be a puke.
What do
There
you
you go.
Yeah.
What do you think the difference between a Polish and a Ukrainian is?
Not much.
Not much, but there's
No.
got to be something. What do you
Yeah.
think it is? Is it the way they make the pierogies?
No,
you think there's
we
a
make
difference?
it the same. Food is pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause my mom was Polish and my dad was Polish. So I'm actually pure Polish.
Oh.
But my brother Roman had a different father and he was Ukrainian.
Mm.
So Roman's Ukrainian and Polish. 'cause
Okay.
We have the same mom.
Ah.
But I still consider myself Ukrainian because
Okay.
I have the Ukrainian name. She kept the last name the same.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you're purebred Polish, but you're Ukrainian by adoption.
Yeah.
But-
Kind of.
but-
Yeah.
Because you want to be.
By association.
By association. Well, that's like you.
Yes,
It's my wife.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's not Ukrainian,
Nope.
but she is now
I guess so.
for 5 years.
So I've been told. Yes.
You have no choice.
Yeah,
Jen.
I guess.
And babe, how many pierogies have you ever made in your life?
Zero.
Zero.
Yeah, sorry.
It's not my favorite to make. I've made it in the past, but they're hard. It's hard on the fingers to pinch.
Mhm.
I like making cabbage rolls. Cabbage rolls I can whip up a pot in like a half an hour.
Rice
Yeah.
wrapped in cabbage
you
leaf.
had some of my cabbage rolls,
Mhm,
yeah. I'll
mhm.
Do
make
you
some
do
more.
cloud soup? That's
No.
Rick's favorite. Cloud
No,
soup.
I haven't
no.
done that,
Mm.
No.
but I've had it.
That used to be my favorite, and then I
Yeah.
decided I didn't want to be fat anymore, so I stopped eating it. Cloud soup, just balls of dough.
It
I
is.
know. I know.
Looked like clouds,
In-
so that's what made it light and fluffy, I guess. I don't know.
Very deceiving.
And then those beet leaves that Auntie Marlene makes, they're good,
Yeah.
but they're so creamy.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Auntie Marlene.
Yeah, she is the best cook
Yeah.
in the family. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yummy.
She's awesome.
She's the one who makes the. Actually, my mom makes those that cloud soup too.
Oh, she does.
But
I've
mom,
never-
not as good as Auntie Marlene. I gotta tell
Oh.
you, Auntie Marlene's a winner.
Well,
I'm
you
sure
lost your one viewer, Rick. Your one fan is now gone.
Slap the computer closed. I'm done.
Yeah, it's
Disowned. So let's tell everybody what you do. You are our resident dog sitter.
Yes.
Yep.
Dog sitter
And
slash
groomer.
dog groomer. I run a doggy daycare 3 days a week.
Okay.
I have vacationers that always stay over. It'll be slow this winter though because of the COVID situation. So
yeah.
I'm not looking forward to. I don't like it when it's quiet at my house. When there's no dogs, it's really creepy. Actually.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Even with my 3 golden girls, it's just too quiet.
Yeah.
So I like having all my clients over.
So you would think it'd be like, oh my gosh, having a break, having
yeah,
just
it's nice
three
to have a day break,
Yeah.
a day or two, but any more than that, I don't like.
hmm Do you
I
ever vacation? Like, can you get away? No.
I've never been a vacationer. I
Okay.
went once to Mazatlan on my honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not married anymore,
Okay.
and I really didn't like it. After about 3 days, I was homesick already.
Mhm.
So I don't have that bug.
Okay.
I had a cabin. I loved going to the cabin.
Yeah.
So I like going locally, close by somewhere. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. I guess you really, once you commit to being a dog sitter, you That's it.
Yeah.
That's
You
it.
do it until you don't want to do it anymore. Because when we need to drop our dog off, you better be there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I mean, really, what else are you going to do? Like, take it to somewhere else that you don't know or trust?
Yeah.
No, I
That's
don't think
right.
it works
But
that
I
way.
never thought about that. I guess COVID would really affect you, right? Especially people who are not working as much. They're keeping their
Yeah.
dogs at home,
I was
right?
worried when it first hit us.
Yeah.
It happened right before spring break. So all my spring breakers canceled on me.
Mm.
And I thought, oh, crap.
Yeah, no
What's going to
kidding.
happen? But thankfully, because all the commercial groomers were closed, everybody was Googling private groomers.
Mm.
Oh,
'cause
yeah, you
they're-
were busy with grooming.
So I got
Yeah.
flooded, which was good.
Yeah.
And I had a hard time keeping up. But thankfully, it settled down a little bit in the last month. And a lot of the new clients are staying with me. Some have gone back to their, which is fine. You know, they have their preferences. So that makes up, thankfully, it'll make up for the slow winter that's going to be coming
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, I
So-
don't think anyone's going to travel.
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Are you taking clients now? I know it was a waiting list for a while.
I still have a waiting list for
Okay.
daycare and for dog sitting. It's at least a year waiting list.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, because I
that's
only have so much room
amazing.
in my yard.
Yeah.
And downstairs in my doggy room. Grooming clients, I always take new grooming clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a tip. This is one thing that I could never do with my dog is trim her nails. When Isha was alive, man, no matter what I did, now I see people they put saran wrap on their foreheads and let them
Saw
lick
that.
peanut butter.
I saw
What?
that.
So the dog
Yeah.
will lick peanut butter while you're cutting
Whatever
their nails.
works. Every dog is different.
Yeah.
I'm with a groomer. You know, we have the straps on the table, on the grooming
Okay.
table. So the little dogs, I can put them in the straps, and it kind of keeps
Holds them
still.
there. Yeah.
And I distract them, whether it's little treats on the table or I baby talk them, which
Yeah.
is usually popular.
Hmm.
But what helps too is that the other dogs are on the other side of the room and they kind of watch the other dogs and are not paying attention to me clipping their nails.
Hmm.
It's still a challenge every once in a while. And there's some of the big dogs that are anxious I can't do because I had shoulder surgery a couple of years ago.
Oh, I
And
didn't know
can't.
that.
Yeah, it's right before I started FitClub.
Okay.
And I can't keep a big dog still. And I'm scared to re-injure myself because a big dog is pretty strong.
Mhm.
So those nails I can't do
Yeah.
anymore.
Do you muzzle them?
If they need a muzzle, I have different size
Yeah.
muzzles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isha always bit me. Always. I could
Yeah.
never do it.
And
Yeah.
that was you.
That was
She
me.
did,
Yeah,
Yeah.
some dogs need a muzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Isha was just a puggle. She was just 20 pounds, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And I had a fear about it too, and I think that was probably she
If
read
you
it
yeah,
right away, right?
energy-
Well,
Yeah.
and you don't know where to cut. You know, you don't want to cut too low.
When
How do
it's
you-
a-
and then they
especially when it's a
bleed.
black nail.
Black nails, yeah, how do you
well,
know?
You have to shine a really, really bright light.
Oh,
And sometimes you can see the quick underneath, the
Mhm.
shadow of it,
Mhm.
and other times you can't. So even I sometimes hit too close.
You're
Mhm.
just
and
guessing,
I just
yeah.
feel horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can see a shadow of it and you just clip above it.
that's one
Yeah.
thing with Bailey. She had dark nails, and I remember her nails always come back a little bit longer than Isha.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
guess that's why, right? They don't
Yeah,
want to take
they
that
don't want to go
chance.
too close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah,
I
she
got
was
it.
good with me. Bailey
Yeah.
was good with me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's good.
So how long you been in this business? What'd you tell me? Did you say it
About
already?
12, just over 12 years.
Yeah.
How did
Um,
it start?
Yeah, how did it start?
Well, I went to the U of M in nursing school, graduated, and worked as a nurse for like 15 years at Health Science Center in St. Boniface. And I had to go on medical leave because I was dealing with depression and just a lot of things happened in my life, you know, and sometimes you just don't handle it very well.
Mhm.
And so when I was off, I did some more dog sitting. I was doing it for friends and family, taking their dogs when they went on vacation. I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this, you know, with other people. So I advertised a little bit on Kijiji, and that's where I found my first clientele.
Mm.
But it didn't. That's all I had to do was that one advertisement at the beginning, and then it was all word of mouth all
Mhm.
these years. And so yeah, and I loved it so much. I could have gone back to nursing. I would have had to jump through a few hoops and make sure because they want to make sure you're healthy and everything. But I thought, no, I found another passion. Like I was
Yeah.
passionate about being a nurse,
Yeah, for sure.
loved helping people, but the dogs is even more of a passion. I'm more happier.
Yeah.
So I haven't looked back since.
Hmm.
So, did you have any formal training at all for dogs?
No.
Nothing, hey? You
Nothing.
just have sort of a good vibe with them.
Yeah.
Did you watch a lot of Caesar Milan at first?
I did.
Because he does help,
I
right?
did. When he
You like that
first-
guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love
he's
that dude.
great.
I wish he was my
Yeah.
uncle.
Yeah.
I do.
I
No, he
learned
is
from him.
great.
The biggest thing I learned from him many, many years ago was energy.
Yes, it's huge.
Like some people, you know, when they have anxious dogs, they wonder why are they so anxious? And I tell them the truth. I said,
It's you.
it's you.
Yeah.
Even though you might think you're not anxious, if you're feeling it inside, the dog will feel it. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you're all stone faced on the outside.
Yeah.
You have to be relaxed, and your dog will feel relaxed too.
Yeah.
I've felt that so many times with Bailey. When I first got Bailey, she was attacking other dogs. She was crazy. And it was because she was trying to protect me, but
Yeah.
I was always trying to protect her like a little
Mhm.
baby. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I had to learn between Caesar Milan and Rick, I had to learn to be chill.
Yeah.
And even when all these, because dogs kind of rush each other. They just
Yes.
want to sniff each
And
other.
just because they
It's
want
a
to say hello
social
right
thing,
away.
yeah. So they rush it, and all these big labs will come towards Bailey, and at first it's
Makes
so
you
hard,
anxious, yeah.
But then once you chill, you just
Yeah.
figure it out, and it's totally fine.
I think that's the challenge, is not humanizing a dog.
Yes.
You got to
Yes.
realize that you and I will see each other and we'll stay 2 feet apart and maybe a handshake.
Yeah.
But dogs just got a nose in another dog's ass
Yeah.
right away.
Yeah.
And that's
how it is.
okay.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I mean?
how it
Like, we
is.
shouldn't be like,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
And I saw that so many times at the dog park where people were always like freaking
You
out because their
yank on the
dog.
leash
Like,
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
like
you've
that.
just screwed the whole system up. Now
Yeah.
your dog's weird, doesn't know what to do because
Yeah.
you took its natural instinct, the way of smelling another dog's butt, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Which is this handshake.
Anytime I have a meet and greet, and even recently I had a meet and greet because I took a couple of new daycare dogs, and the owners, were hovering over. I said, "You need to step away
Yeah.
Yeah.
and let them be dogs.
Yeah.
Even if he snaps at the other, he's telling them, just leave me alone. I'm
Yeah.
not ready yet.
Yeah.
They've got to tell each other. You can't stop that. If you stop and intervene all the time, a dog will never be comfortable around other
Yeah.
dogs.
Do you think
Yeah.
dogs suffer from things like anxiety, separation anxiety,
Yes.
depression? You think they suffer from
Oh,
that?
for sure.
Yeah. And
And
do you
I
think
s-
they should be medicated?
You should try other alternatives first. And the biggest thing is the owner. The
Yeah.
owner needs to work on themselves, and it would change a dog's,
Mhm.
mental status significantly.
Yeah.
I totally agree with
I
that.
would probably disagree that dogs have separation anxiety or depression. I don't think humans get that.
It's from the humans most
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
time. Sometimes it is, medically, they have to, take medication.
Like,
but-
what does the dog have to be depressed about? I mean, maybe
Yeah.
not exercise. I feel like that would solve the problem. Just exercise your dog, introduce it to social
Exercise is a
environment.
big thing.
Yeah.
A lot of dogs get bored, and they will be depressed because they're bored. They have
Mhm.
nothing to do, and they just do nothing.
Yeah.
But I've seen depression in dogs, but it's temporary. Like when my Brandy died, my first golden, Farah was so depressed. Like she, didn't want to eat, didn't want to do
But
anything.
so were you.
And so was I.
So she might be feeding
So it
off
was
that,
feeding
right?
off me
Yeah.
too. So
it's both.
they do that temporary,
Mhm.
But once I perked up, she perked up.
Yeah.
So it is still owner
Yeah.
related.
I know Nisha died. We were wondering how Bailey would be, and Bailey was pretty good, actually. I was like, this bitch doesn't even like Isha.
Right, you know what? I believe the day that Isha passed away, it was very sudden when she passed away. Okay, it was very unexpected. We didn't make that decision; it
No.
just happened. And I remember, as a human, feeling scared to put Bailey down. But I thought, if Bailey smelt her and figured it out,
Yeah.
then she wouldn't look for her forever. Because when Rick went fishing with Isha, you guys were gone for a week. Bailey was
She was
at
looking.
that door all week. And I was like, oh my God, she's going to be like that. So I put the dog down. She went over to Isha, and she got on her back hind legs and like hit her, like, get up. And she didn't get up, and she sniffed her a little bit, and then she walked away.
That's the
And
best
then
thing
Rick
to do. I
said,
think. Yeah.
the weak and the sick die in the wild, and the rest just move on,
Yep.
right? And I'm like, I think that's what happened,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she never looked for her again.
Yeah,
It
I
was
agree.
fine.
When Brandy, when she passed, when I was holding her, when the vet, did what he had to do, and I lay there, and then when I was ready, I went to get Farah because she came with me to the vet. And I
It's a good idea.
brought Farah into the room to sniff Brandy so that she wouldn't look for her,
And it worked?
And it worked.
Yeah.
She didn't.
Yeah.
She was still, of course, sad with me and everything, but at least she didn't go looking for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, we as humans, we process death in a not a celebratory way, but a ritualistic kind of way, right? We grieve and we view their body and we have a funeral and we bring it together and we feast and we drink. Where in the dog world, I mean, you don't do that. You kind of have to just get over it real quick, or whatever it is, right? But I feel like we always look back and take sort of the negative way, and whereas dogs understand that's nature. The weak are going to die off, or the sick are going to die off, and you just got to move on.
Yeah.
So I actually appreciate the way dogs do these things as much as
Yeah.
it sounds savage, but
Yeah.
yet I mean that's just how it
Yeah,
is,
They're an
right?
animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
got it.
know.
Yeah. What else you got?
I got lots of stuff. Pickle juice. What's
Oh,
your favorite
no.
pickle juice? I like pickle juice too.
Yeah.
I'm
sour.
asking this because I asked for a bunch of tips about Barb,
The
and one of the
weird
things
stuff.
was, yep, I have weird cravings like drinking pickle juice and sauerkraut juice. Oh, I didn't even read that.
That's
Yes,
gross. Oh, sorry, but it is, in my opinion.
You know what? You
Just
say
my opinion.
this. I'll tell you a funny story. You say the most offensive shit
I
sometimes,
know.
and you don't even know it.
I'm sorry.
We're at the what's that little butcher in the north end that I go to?
I don't know what it's called, but yes, it's on Burroughs.
European meats.
Yes,
You
yeah.
go downstairs. It's been there 1,000 years.
What did I
childhood meat
say?
market.
Yeah, you know. And this Russian lady is ordering some kind of pork grinds, raw brains. I don't remember what it was. And Jen's standing right beside her, and Jen's like, "Oh my God, that's so weird." And then lady looks over like, "It's not weird at all. Like my family's
No.
been eating this for 100 years." And
Yeah.
it's
No,
like,
it was head cheese.
Oh,
Oh,
head
head
cheese.
cheese.
Yeah.
I love head
Of
cheese.
course you do.
Vinegar,
Yeah.
salt, and pepper.
but of course she says that's so
Yeah.
weird. It's like, man,
No.
this is her traditional food. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is rude. I
My
do
nie-
agree. I don't mean to do it, but it just comes out like
Yeah.
that.
My nieces were grossed out. Well, I think it was Selena. She was with me at the meat market. And she always goes shopping with me. And I picked out the head cheese. I said, "You want to try it? Let's try it." And she's like, "It kind of looks gross." I said, "But it tastes really good." So
Yeah.
we took it home, and she's like, "No, I don't like it, Auntie."
So is it actually cheese? Because it just looks
No.
like Jello with
What?
a bunch of
it's all
leftover.
sorts of meat
lips and assholes
stuff and
in clear
gel
jello.
and- yeah. Doesn't that
Yum.
sound appetizing?
Yum.
And
No,
then
no,
you
it
cover
does.
it in vinegar and
Not weird at all, Rick.
drink it with
Not
vodka.
weird at all.
And what an awful name.
Drink it with
Head
homemade
cheese.
I know.
vodka.
Head
I know.
cheese. You might as well say toe jam or something. Like, that's disgusting. Whoever came up with this.
I don't know who came up with that.
Did it evolve from Hitchies? Do you remember it? I seem to remember my family was calling it Hitchies, and then somehow went to head cheese.
Oh,
No,
maybe.
no.
So I don't know if Hitchies is maybe a Ukrainian version of it or something, or maybe my ears were listened differently back when I was younger. I don't even know.
You
but-
know, I'll probably Google that when I get home
Yeah.
now.
So do you make head cheese?
No.
No.
You just
I don't want to see how it's made. I would ruin
Oh,
it for
Yeah,
me.
but you put vinegar on it on top of it.
Yeah. Vinegar,
Interesting.
some pepper, the salt. It
Yeah.
actually doesn't need salt. It's pretty salty.
Head cheese. I don't know if I've even attempted. I'm sure I tried it once, but man, just looking at it is gross.
Okay, so
Gross.
back to the pickle juice.
Yeah.
Just straight up.
Gatorade for
yeah.
Ukrainians.
Yeah.
Sour,
you-
more sour the better. Like I like the pickles that are in like the cloudy brine.
Okay.
It's hard to find in the stores, and then I drink that stuff.
Do you make your own
No.
pickles? No.
No,
And what about the ones like the butter pickles, or that's not sour?
that's not sour. But
Okay.
I like those too. But I
Butter
don't drink
pickles.
that juice.
Yeah.
It has
So
to be
you eat the
sour.
pickles first, and then you
Yes.
drink the juice
and
down.
I leave the juice in the fridge, and every once in a while I have a craving, just slurp it up.
Interesting.
I always like to do whenever I go to the fridge. You know, like how we all go to the fridge 20 times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I'll have the pickle or the not the pickle juice, the
Hot
pepper
peppers.
juice,
Hot pepper
banana
Yes.
pepper juice.
Yeah.
I like that, and it just goes down rough.
Oh, that makes my stomach just
And
turn.
never drink it if you have any heartburn. You will literally
Oh.
blow your heart
yeah.
out of your chest.
And
or what is-
Mr. Heartburn over here, like, why do you do that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I love torturing myself. I
Yeah.
guess
Maybe you get up at like 3 a.m. and do that.
I don't.
Because you have heartburn in the morning. You're like, I don't know why I have heartburn in the morning. Maybe
He
that's what it
sleepwalks
is.
and drinks his
He does do
pepper
that.
Juice.
No, it's because my wife buys me jujubes that I have to eat the whole thing for. I don't know why you do this to me, babe. I got you treats,
Yeah.
babe.
A whole bag later.
You know.
You know what though? If I went to the store and I didn't bring any treats, he'd be like,
Like,
"Where's the
"What?" Yeah, you
treats?"
can't-
Yeah,
you can't
exactly.
win.
I can't
You can't
win.
It's a tough world you live in.
It is.
It is.
It is.
What are you gonna do? Okay, so let's we'll move on from that one weird
Okay.
thing. Let's see what else we got going on.
Pickle juice. eh?
Cooking. What's your favorite thing to cook? Do you like cooking Polish, Ukrainian food?
Everything. I love cooking everything. I
What's
like
the top
trying-
2 things that you just love cooking?
I love cooking cheesy stuff. Like my nieces love my double baked mac and cheese.
Oh yeah.
Loaded
Ooh.
and just layered. Anything layered, I just love making and just adding my own
hmm
stuff to it, and garlic and everything has garlic in it. Onions. My nieces had to get used to onions.
hmm
I love making homemade things like my own hamburgers. Like it feels good when your nieces don't eat as much meat. Like they don't eat meat very often.
Right.
They're just chicken and veggies, but they'll eat my meat because
good.
they love it. So that makes me feel good. So
Yeah.
I know I'm making it
Yeah.
yummy for them.
Yeah, it's nice to be that one that everybody goes to. Is like, oh yeah, her foods are the best.
Yeah,
eh?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, they
you're-
love me
Yeah.
for my food. If I
Yeah.
don't have any food, they're not there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you are my Auntie Marlene right there.
But you know
That's how it
what
is.
though? So now that you're in health and fitness, is it tough to battle?
I thought it would be. when I first joined Fit Club, I thought, oh, I got to be better with it. But no, I actually cook as healthy as I can. I don't
Like
cook
the
like my mom
ingredients
used
are
to.
good. Yeah.
It's different from the way my mom used to. Like,
Mhm.
I grew up with everything being cooked in butter and
Cream
fattening. She
probably.
saved
Yeah.
all the bacon fat. Like, I still save bacon fat and just drizzle it on a couple things, but I still do some of my mom's stuff, but not as much. I'm very conscious about the health
So
part.
what's your favorite healthy meal? Give us some things that you're doing now. Forget that you're a Ukrainian cook. What are you cooking on the healthy side?
Well, I like to make different like types of
Salads.
salads with
Mm-hmm.
all sorts of fruit and veggies and chicken and what else?
The
Trying to
usual
think of
go-to
healthy.
stuff, right? Isn't it funny how chicken and veggies is always the go-to?
Mm-hmm.
Greek,
That
like
kind of
turkey. I've
unfortunate.
gotten into turkey burgers.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
Make them
yeah, people like
Greek
those. Yeah.
style with seasonings and feta cheese.
Hmm.
So yeah, so I'm doing more healthy stuff like that.
You tried any veggie burgers yet?
I've tried one.
What'd you think?
It's okay. It just left a different aftertaste in my mouth. I like my meat.
Yeah.
I'm a carnivore. When
Yeah.
that barbecue's on, which I barbecue a lot,
Hmm.
I'm like salivating. I can't wait for it to be done.
Do you barbecue veggies as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
get into that. I
Yeah.
want to start barbecuing
All
some
with peppers
veggies.
and onions and
Mhm.
mushrooms. I usually put them on skewers. My family loves those
Mhm.
and barbecue that as well.
So what do you say was the biggest cuz your transformation has been great since day 1 to now.
It's huge.
It is
It's
huge.
one of the
How
best
many
transformations.
pounds are you down?
I haven't checked recently, but I think I lost over 40 or 45 pounds.
45
around there.
pounds. Amazing.
Yeah.
And you gained muscle, obviously.
Yes.
Shrunk your body fat, which is great.
Yes.
So what besides working out, you must have changed your food substantially. I mean,
I did. My portions changed. That was the biggest thing. I would
Okay.
just overeat,
Mhm.
and now it's like as soon as I'm full, if I'm not done, I'm not done. The rest goes in the fridge.
Yeah.
You know.
so that's a good tip for someone, especially Ukrainians or
Yes, we're
pukes
bad
or whatever.
we're bad for
If
eating
you,
lots.
yeah, because your food, okay, so everybody always talks about the pierogi and
Mhm.
everything, right? So we know it's not the healthiest or the double baked cheese
Yeah.
macaroni. But if you're portion controlled,
Yeah.
you can have it in your life,
That's right.
So I
Yeah.
think that's a really good tip for
Yeah.
someone.
And I have lots of variety. Like I'll have a double baked mac, but I'll also have all these healthy other stuff. You have a little bit of everything. It's not, you know what I mean? And that's good.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Instead of one huge plate of mac
Yeah.
and cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will tell you this though, going back from one carnivore to another carnivore, veggie burgers, give it another shot.
Yeah.
You might have to find a different brand.
There's different
Yeah.
ones.
A
Yeah.
different
There's
brand.
some that are just not good.
Some of them are horrendous.
Yeah.
Like it's like these
Like
are the
green.
first ones ever created
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
haven't
yeah.
nailed it yet. But we have ones that we use, and I've actually tried to make more of
Mm.
a switch away from red meat. That's
Yeah.
sort of my challenge right now.
Yeah.
Not that I'm a vegetarian or looking to be, but just to cut it out, right?
Yeah.
Try and do different things. So she's gone for the most part vegan, vegetarian,
Vegetarian. Yeah.
So it's influenced me to try and make some different decisions,
Mhm.
whether they're better or worse. I'm not sure yet, but she did find some veggie burgers that were killer. Hey,
Yeah.
the texture, the taste, no
Good.
weird
Yeah.
aftertaste.
It wasn't me though. It was Umish, right? The small ones.
That have the little lines on it.
No, those are different.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a brand called Morning Star that
Morning
Umish
Star, okay.
recommended, and they're really good.
Okay,
I like
good to
them.
know because
You can
my
get them-
nieces would like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can. Then they're smaller. It's like almost having the old back in the day McDonald's cheeseburger. I don't
Yeah.
even know if they still have that, but you can get them at Safeway or Costco.
Okay.
Good thing
to know.
about it is now you just take two burgers and one bun.
Yeah.
So instead of
Oh.
having two big burgers, now
That's
you just
not a
have
bad
like
idea,
yeah, and then
actually.
you're having
Lessen
your
the
bun.
bread, yeah.
Yeah, and you're increasing your
Yeah, you
vegetables.
got to learn those tricks to
Yeah.
try and
Yes.
lessen the
Yeah,
intake.
Yeah.
You got it. That was one of the big things I found too is having two burgers. I just felt super bloated.
Yeah.
You ever feel bloated like your
Yes.
skin hurts?
Yeah.
Your belly skin?
Yeah.
God, I hate when I do that.
Many times.
Jujubes did that to me. That's probably why I didn't sleep last night. Those freaking jujubes, man. I thought I was pregnant. God. I have zero control when it comes to certain foods,
Me
eh?
too.
Me too.
Me too.
Me too.
What's
What's your worst one?
pizza?
Oh,
Ugh, I could eat a whole pizza.
Like ordering or making?
ordering. Like
Yeah.
I've made pizza,
Yeah.
so it's healthier.
Way
And
better.
I'm gonna try a cauliflower crust.
They're
one of
good.
these
Like
days.
making it?
Making it.
Ooh,
it's
that's
super
tough.
simple. Like it looks simple.
Yeah,
when I
wait
looked
till you
into
do
my
it.
fa-
Yeah,
Oh.
I've tried so
Oh,
many
really?
Just buy it.
cauliflower.
Just
Yeah.
buy
If
one.
you go to Vita Health, you can buy 2 in a pack, and
Oh,
they're
that's good.
awesome.
It'll be
Yeah.
easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, ordering pizza, I can eat a whole pizza.
Really,
So
hey?
easy. Yeah. I love Chinese food and Filipino
Ooh,
food.
yeah.
Yeah, I eat too much of that.
Yeah, Filipino food. I've been introduced to that. Now I've had one pierogi in 5 years and
Yeah.
7,000
Yeah.
vermicellis. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
I know. So yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
All
weakness.
right. What else we got here? Competitive. Do you fight
Ooh.
people over board games? I see
Oh,
it says you're
yeah.
full contact.
Oh, I'd like to see this.
Yeah, it's too bad we don't have a video going when the Romanu family's together.
Yeah.
Starts off nice,
Yeah.
and we do well, and then by the end we're screaming at each other.
Like for real?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Really?
We don't like losing, like none of us. But I'm bad when I win. I remember last time we played Clue, and I went and I just did my happy dance, and
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
rub
like,
it right in, eh?
everybody's face,
Yeah, nice.
and they just walked away, and they're like, "Auntie, you suck," you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Give me
So-
some head cheese.
So Roman's your brother, right? Do you have any other brother and sisters?
I had another brother, Walter. He was older than Roman, but he passed away right after my Brandy died, a month
Oh, okay.
after. So that was
Tough
7 years
year.
ago.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was too bad. We don't have a very big family, so it was hard to lose a brother.
Mhm.
But my one brother, Roman, like we're super close.
You guys are literally the closest brother and sister
Probably
ever.
too close. He probably
Ever. Well, you guys have the last name, so the longest time we thought you were married, and then
Oh
we figured
my
it
God.
out.
I
Well,
was
just
so
because-
grossed out when we were working out
Yeah.
there and somebody said, "Oh, husband and wife." I'm like, what?
Yeah, you're like, no.
Well, you got to clarify that shit for
Yeah,
us,
you
man.
have
We just make
to.
assumptions,
Because
right?
you guys look like you're the same age.
Yeah.
Like, what's
I'm
the difference?
47. He's 50 something now.
Yeah.
He's 50 something.
Yeah.
Hey, he looks good.
Roman, you're good, man.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
And you guys get along so well, right? So
Yeah.
and you
In
work
public.
out,
Oh, yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time, and I think it's a great relationship you guys have. So
We're actually, I'm glad. We weren't as close when I was married because he was busy with his family. I was busy with my new marriage.
yeah,
But in the last 15 years, we've gotten really close.
that's
So
good.
that's good.
Can we backtrack a little bit to your history? You
Mhm.
said that you're not married anymore and that you were going through some hard times, therefore you had to give up nursing.
Mhm.
Can you share a little bit of that and maybe how fitness has sort of helped you through that?
Sure. Towards the end of my marriage, I had suffered a miscarriage. And
What year was this? 3 years ago?
2002, somewhere around
Okay.
there, 2001. And a few months after that, my mom died.
Wow.
And then a few months after that, my marriage was
Toast.
gone. Yeah. And so it was a lot to handle in such a short period of time, and I didn't handle it very well. Went into a deep depression, and I should have went to my doctor and did the usual stuff, and you see if you need medication, go through therapy, all that. And I chose to do it the easy way and try and fix it myself and self-medicate to try and drown out the sorrows and stuff. And of course, that never works.
Mhm.
Never.
Mhm.
So
So you started drinking?
no,
Oh, okay.
I've never liked alcohol.
Okay.
I social drink, but I've never touched it for that reason.
Okay.
No, because I was a nurse, I knew that some medications make you happy,
Mm.
right?
Yeah,
Take
they help.
away all that depression, and so that's what I did.
Okay.
And you can't do that for too long before it starts affecting everything in your life.
Yeah.
So I went on medical leave, went to see a doctor, did it the right way, went through therapy, worked by myself, took a couple years off.
And that really helped?
Oh, it really helped. And my
Really?
family, like my brother, was amazing. He supported me through all of that, and my nieces, everybody. And that's when I had, focused on the dog stuff. And I could have went back to nursing, but at the same time, I was a little scared. I thought, I didn't want to fall back into that pattern, because everything's, you have access to everything as a nurse.
Mhm.
And so that was my safe route, was to go to dogs. But I'm glad I did, because that just became my new
Changed
passion.
everything, yeah.
And then when you're healthier in your mind, everything else kind of, you have a different outlook on everything. So yeah, physically I was starting to get better and take care of myself. And before that I wasn't. And leading all the way up to here to FitClub 2 years ago when I joined, I'm like the best now at
Yeah.
looking at things that way, more healthier.
Yeah. Well, your before picture, you're unrecognizable. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe that was you.
Yeah, well, it just looks like an older sister, I think. Like you look younger now. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was my heaviest a
Yeah.
couple years ago. I think I went up to 220 pounds, something like that.
Yeah.
I still can't believe I went up. I've been up and down my whole life,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been hard with a Polish Ukrainian body. It's hard to.
The Baba body, man. I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It's
Ukrainian
hard.
girls, I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
I see it all the time. Um, oh, sorry. What was I going to ask you here about the journey? So, fitness.
Mhm.
When you started to get a little healthier, you started to drop a little weight. Do you find that it changes you completely as a person? Like you said, you have a different outlook. You had a different outlook prior to joining Fit Club.
She was getting better.
Yeah.
But now 2 years into it, what would you say? How would you say you're different from when you started Fit Club to today?
Uh, when I go shopping, I look at things like before I would just buy anything and everything, and now I think about it. You actually think about things
Mhm.
that you're going to put into your body, and I always try healthier choices, whereas before I didn't really care. The physical part, like I can't go more than a few days without working out because I just feel crappy.
You never miss more than 2 days in a
No,
row. Yeah.
like after Bailey passed away, it was hard for me to get motivated, so I was gone for a whole week. But when it's like that, when you're mentally, sad and not doing well, it's hard to get that energy. But once I started again, it was good. I was like, okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel so much better.
Mhm.
Like it's hard to start when your energy's not there, but once you're done the class and you leave, you feel
amazing.
great.
Yeah.
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 And
One
it
of the-
must help you with the dogs as well, right? You're more energetic, moving
Yes.
around. And
Yeah, it definitely helps.
yeah.
Like before Fit
Stronger.
Club, I would get tired so easily with the dogs. 'Cause dogs, like they need so much energy to keep them playing and everything and busy. And now it's like at the end of the day, I'm still tired, but I'm not like exhausted.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 And you have long days with those
Yes.
dogs. Like, imagine when people drop off their dogs and then when they pick them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used
And
to
I'm on
pick
the
up
go.
Bailey. I used to drop her off at 6 in the morning and pick her up at 8 o'clock at night.
How did
Bailey
you?
like lived there.
I know
Yeah,
that was
I
crazy.
know.
How did you get all your dogs to eat vegetables?
Some don't
you-
like it.
You can literally convert meat-eating dogs to eating carrots. Like Bailey's favorite thing was a friggin' carrot.
Carrots,
I couldn't believe it.
But she didn't really like apples that
She
much.
took it once in a while. The
Yeah,
apple.
she liked
Yeah.
the biscuit.
Yes, the
Yeah.
biscuits were her favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss
Those are my
her
favorite too.
barking at treat time. She would always
Snack
bark.
time, she was nuts.
Yeah.
I know the boss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the run up the stairs. That's
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah,
the run
that's
up the
cute,
stairs.
too.
Everybody's
I know.
booting it, and then 3 seconds later,
The-
think,
the-
think,
the-
think.
yeah,
Here's
yeah,
little
yeah.
Bailey. Like,
Yeah.
move your ass.
Yeah.
Be a leader.
Get out there.
She goes, I'll go when I want to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess when you're 4 inches tall, you
Yeah.
kind of have to think
yeah,
where you're
you-
running, right?
Yeah, because the big dogs are nuts. They don't know where they're stepping,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
But
Bo-
the small dogs do good that way. They learn to avoid the feet when
Yeah.
the big ones are playing.
Yeah.
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 It's cute to watch.
But she had the like a firecracker. Anytime I went to the dog park, some giant dog would come up. Bailey was always like biting,
Yeah.
and then the other dog would,
yeah,
look
they'd be
away.
scared of her. Yeah,
I'd be like,
she
oh,
had an
thank God that
attitude.
went down like that,
know, I-
because we don't want to jump in there. We're
Yeah.
like breathing over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to.
I don't even feel like she had an attitude. She just had to be like that because of her size.
That's right.
She
You think-
had like
But do you think dogs even know how big they are?
no,
No.
I don't.
know?
But I think she always took that posture
Yeah.
whenever dogs would come
Mhm.
around. So I think
Yeah.
that
She was good at it.
Yeah.
Like the big dogs never bothered her.
yeah, they were just like, oh hell no, I'm
No.
not messing with this chick.
No.
No. No.
You ever had any dog fights at your place?
Oh yeah.
Over the tennis balls. That's the big one when
Okay.
I'm playing fetch with them and that. Sometimes I have to separate them into
Mhm.
certain groups that I know will work well because if they all go at the ball at once, there won't be a fight, but they'll snap at each other. I just don't want it to lead to a
Right.
fight.
Yeah.
So I have to be careful that way because some of my daycare days are busier than others with
Mhm.
fetchers and other days there's not as many.
So how do you tell everybody out there? Because I remember before we even knew you, before we were in Fit Club, we took our dog Isha to a place out of town. Remember?
Yeah, we went for a week vacation. I think I found her online.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was
She
good.
was
And I
good.
remember when we went there was a couple there. They were sitting in a minivan, older couple, and they had a dog, and they were just looking, and they were just like checking the place out, I guess. And I just
Mhm.
thought to myself, how do you determine whether a dog sitter is going to be good or not? So what do you tell? How would you tell your potential customers that, hey, bring your dog here, it's going to be an awesome time?
Well, it's how you feel. Like you know how it is when you meet somebody, whether you're gonna like them or not like them,
Mhm.
or you're gonna have a feeling about
And
them.
you do a trial day.
Yeah,
too, right?
we have
Yeah.
I always have a meet and greet for anybody that stays with us for the first time. And everybody who's talked to me later after they've met me said, "Oh, I just felt so great about you, Barb. I felt very comfortable leaving my dog with you." So I guess it's just my energy, the way I present myself. I'm a caring person,
Yeah.
And it shows if you're a caring person who, you know, takes care of the dogs.
Yeah.
You'll see that in a person. If you get a bad vibe from somebody, you should listen and,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember going. Do you remember that place we went and checked out? We were just talking about this doggy prison. It's called a dog center. It's out in like Rosser area. I was actually thinking back. I'm like, I'm
It's
so
not
annoyed with
a
this.
prison,
It looked like a prison.
but it
concrete.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like it's not a cage. You walk into a concrete room with
Yeah.
like a door. And what annoyed the shit out of me was like they had these old TVs that were like, I don't know, 11 inches big or something. Like, for an extra $7, we'll let your dog watch TV. I'm like, what? I'm not putting my dog in this hole. I wanted my dog to run. I'm on a farm, for God's sakes. What are you talking about? I thought it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen or heard in my life. I would never take my dog
that
there, but
actually does sound like a prison.
I guess
Yeah.
that's the old way of doing it. People,
Yeah.
you know, like, do
put
you
them in a
think?
kennel. It was
Yeah,
a kennel.
kennel.
They were called kennels.
Okay, well, it's kind of dog prison is what I'm going to
Yeah.
call it. What do you think the next level of dog? Let's say your type of business. What's the transition into the new age of dogs? Because dogs is a growing industry.
Oh, big
Everybody
Oh,
has
big
one.
time.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, I feel like dogs is recession proof. Maybe not when you come into, because now people are at home, but when it comes to spending on your animal,
Yeah.
people seem to have unlimited budgets.
I know.
So
They'll
what do-
spend more on their dogs than on themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
time.
I know.
What do you foresee being the next, I don't know, trend, or how does this business grow? Like, what's going to happen in the next 10, 20 years?
Oh, like I see all these doggy daycares popping up everywhere. Like there's just two just by my place off Lage that have opened up. Never
Mhm.
mind the rest of the city. There's lots, and they are doing less kenneling. Like if a dog needs to be in a kennel because they'll go and chew stuff or get rambunctious and need to sleep, yeah, then they. But I do have kennels in my house, but they all stay open. They're surrounding the doggy room. And it's all dog beds and that, and everybody chooses their favorite spots. Like I find that more places are doing that where they're having the employees just watch the dogs. Like it's just me, but at the bigger places,
Mm-hmm.
and less kenneling and more open areas. And if there is a dog that's a problem dog, well, they have no choice.
Sure.
They will have to kennel them
Yeah.
for their
Yeah.
safety of everybody else. But I find that that's the trend more, is that it's more open, and
Mm-hmm.
which is better for the dogs, of
Yeah.
course.
And I think that transfers right into the human world. You know, there's already hotels you can bring your dog to.
Yep.
You can take your animal onto a plane, certain
Yeah.
size.
Yeah.
I think that's going to change. I feel eventually you're going to have dog
Everything?
or animal seats
Yeah.
that you're going to be able to purchase along with your own. I think planes will be outfitted with that. And I think the first airline that does it will be a game changer.
I think so too.
Yeah, because if you can travel with your pet right beside you, I don't give a shit
People
where
will
you
love
fly.
it.
I'm
Yeah,
going
I'm
there.
Love that.
I'm
yeah.
I'm going there.
Yeah.
I think the transition is like back in like the 80s, 90s, whatever. Your dog would literally stay home in a kennel all day,
Mhm.
right? There was nobody like you. Well, maybe there was, but very few, right?
Yeah.
So I think the transition, the new age dog gets to socialize.
hmm
They get to go. You always said, "Is Bailey going to school today?" Right?
Yeah.
And I think it's fantastic because they get to be stimulated all day rather than sitting there. And I think less dogs will have depression and
Yeah.
have pills and get old and get sore hips and everything just from sitting in one spot by having all these daycares. Like I honestly don't think there could be enough. Like it's good that there's lots.
I'm
'Cause
glad
you're
that there's
full,
because I
right?
can only handle so many. So I'm
Yeah.
glad there's more that's you know,
Yeah.
serving the community.
Well,
Exactly.
I don't have any human kids, but I hear it's impossible to get daycare for them, and it's expensive. Like,
Yeah, it
like, I
is.
mean, thousands even,
No.
Yeah.
hundreds per month
Yeah,
for a kid.
hundreds a
I don't
month,
know,
yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. Like,
Oh yeah, it's expensive.
my God, and I feel like there's a lot of people whose dogs are just as important to them as their human
Yeah.
kids. So
Did you ever
Sky's
think
the limit.
about
Mhm.
getting a center, like a big place, or
Mm,
you like your intimacy?
I've had people ask me that. No, I like my coziness of my
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
I'm not in it to just make a ton of money. I just want, to be comfortable and I want to be happy. I don't think I'd be happy if it was too big and I would have
All
employees.
these employees,
No,
yeah,
I
yeah.
like doing the one-on-one. The dogs have a lot of my attention, and that's why I can only take so many dogs. 'Cause
Mhm.
it's not good when it's crowded. It's not fun for me. It's not fun for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it cozy.
plus it's a home-based business. So
Yeah.
you wake up, you're at work. You go to
Yeah.
sleep, you're
Yeah.
at work.
Yeah, she just has to get her butt to the gym.
I
That's
know.
it.
I'm a big proponent of home-based business and working close to your home. I
Yeah.
feel like you're right. It's stress comes from what?
Commuting.
Employees, commuting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
debt, because
Driving
you're going to have this
over.
big giant facility. You got to get the numbers in. So then everything changes. Now you're about the numbers and the dogs as opposed
Yeah.
to giving them that quality attention
Yeah.
that you do now because well, who cares? Whatever.
know.
And sure, Jen, keep your dog here for an extra 4 hours.
Yeah.
No problem.
That's
Like
right.
that's a
Yeah.
great
Very
service, right?
flexible that way.
Yeah, big
But this
time.
COVID situation has, changed a lot of people, and now they see how it is working out of your home, and a lot of people like it. Some don't.
Yeah.
Some need that social interaction at work, but it's also good to do it out of your home if you can.
Mhm.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree.
I feel like the message should probably still be though, don't keep your dog at home all the time, even if it's just you working.
Yeah,
Because
no,
you working, your dog is still sitting there
Still
doing nothing.
Yeah,
doing
that's what I
nothing.
told
Take
Jen
your
King
dog.
because she works at home, right? And I
Yeah.
said to her, just take them there, like get them socialized. Otherwise, they're just hanging out with each other,
That's
her two
right.
dogs, right?
Jackson,
She loves it.
Jackson and Jimmy come every second week
Yeah.
to my place.
That's good.
And even though they don't play with anybody, it's still good stimulation mentally
They're
for them.
watching.
They're still every once in a while they hang out with the dogs and walk around, do their boundary walk and stuff. But then they perch up on their favorite spot and watch everybody. But they're
Yeah.
entertained.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
not sleeping. They're not just doing
Yeah.
nothing.
And I think the smell, I think a dog's smell is like us talking, having a conversation like this, the visually things that we see.
Mhm.
When a dog is bombarded with smells, I feel like that really stimulates them.
Oh,
It's got to be.
They love it. Well, you should see when they first arrive, and
Yeah.
it's like a new place every time they come over.
Mhm.
Oh, they got to check out the smells here and the
Yeah,
smells
yeah, yeah.
there and
Yeah.
everything.
Bailey
yeah.
always did the perimeter.
Perimeter,
Yeah, of
before
the
she
yard.
would sit, before she would, watch everybody. She'd leave me alone. I'm doing my boundary walk here.
She's
The
good.
boundary walk.
Yeah, she had her routine.
Yeah.
Bar, what kind of dog is your favorite again? The golden
Golden.
retriever.
Yeah.
Golden retriever. Why?
Golden mom.
The golden mom. It's even on your license plate.
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Yes.
Why are they so awesome?
They're just all they want. Every dog, all they want is love. But I just find Goldens are just so. They just adore you, And when I had my first Golden Brandy, that's it. I was hooked on a Golden. Like I love all sorts of breeds, but Goldens are just my favorite. They just, I don't know. There's something about them. They're just such caring and compassionate dogs. That's why a lot of them are therapy dogs
Mhm.
because they'll
good
just
point.
stare at you and just stare in your eye. Like my Fair and Honey, I'm not joking. Like 5 minutes, I'll be staring at their eyes. Like I see the TV out of the corner of my eye, but I'm just staring at them and just petting them. And like 5 minutes goes by easy, and we've just stared at each other the whole time.
Crazy.
Like I love it.
That's what she used to say, like dogs staring right into your soul.
Yeah.
Into my soul, yeah, especially when there's food around.
Yeah.
And that's when we knew we lost Bailey because Bailey was looking past us all of a
Yeah,
sudden. She wouldn't look
through
at us
you,
anymore.
through
Through
you.
you, yeah.
Through me,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was the worst. So, anyways, we're going to wrap up the podcast. That was really good. Did you want to
Yay.
plug your business? Can you take any more business?
Okay, well, first of all, what's it called?
Dog sitting and dog grooming by Barb.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm always taking new grooming clients.
Okay.
I'm just full for dog sitting and
Okay.
daycare.
And how do they
sorry.
get a hold of you? What's the best way?
Texting or phone call and Facebook. I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
You
So
just have
look you up on Facebook,
Yeah.
send you a messenger, make
Yeah.
any arrangements you want.
And how many Fit Club members would you say bring their dogs
Oh.
over?
I've lost count.
Lots.
a few,
lots.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's a really good community that goes and sees her. And
Yep.
it's funny, when we had Bailey there, Barb is really good at making posts, right? She
Mhm.
always did the videos and the photos every day on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I bet you every single dog owner looks at it.
They all do.
Honestly,
Yeah.
and we get to know all the people. And I remember once I went and picked up Bailey there, and God, what it was a brown dog, the one with the ball all the time,
Copper.
yeah. So she goes, and we're outside, no dogs, right? She's
Yeah.
like, "Who are you waiting for?" And I said, "Bailey." She goes, "Oh, the supervisor." And I'm like, "Yeah." And I said, "Who are you waiting for?" She's like, "Copper." I'm like, "Oh, the ball." She's like, "Yeah, the ball." Right? So it's like it becomes
Yeah.
sort of a family, right? And I
Everybody
know
knows
when
each
Bailey
other.
passed away, many of your people
Oh,
felt it, right?
they
Which
did.
is crazy.
They did.
But like Jen King was like beside herself
Yeah.
and just like not seeing her in the pictures anymore because
Yeah.
she was such a part of that group. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
It's
It
just
is
like
cool.
Fit Club, how we're all connected together.
Yeah.
Those dogs are like that too.
Dogs
right?
bring
So,
everybody together.
Yeah.
All right, let's
it's
leave it
great.
well. We're all teary eyed.
All right.
One more. Get ready.
Yeah.
There you go.
Better? Kind of. It's not as deep as RJ, that's why.
Well, you just need a little practice. That's all.
Yeah.